Hello! Today we shall be ranking the Arrow seasons 1 through 7. Not 8 yet because 8 is not over, so I thought we'd do 1 through 7. Now, before we do anything, I do not think any of the seasons are bad. I just thought it'd be fun to make a ranking. So it shall go from 7 to 1. So, without further ado, shall we begin? So the first one, which will be number 7 on the list, is Arrow, the complete 4th season. Well, Arrow season 4. Sorry about that. This is a season with Damien Darhk, and then he builds his underground world, and this is when the show kind of went into a soft reboot mode. It kind of felt like that, but I still enjoyed this season immensely. I really like Damien Darhk, and this is the Best Buy Steelbook edition, and that is number 7 on my list. This was also the flashbacks when they went back to the island, and then we met with Baron. I want to say his name was Baron, but anyway, they did all the flashbacks back to the island, and then what else was in this season? Damien was the main villain. This season, I want to say, introduced Anarchy, but like Damien was in, I want to say, 21 out of 23 episodes. And anyway, so that was Arrow Season 4 at number 7. So the next one on 6th place is Arrow, the complete 3rd season. This is the season where they introduced the League of Shadows and brought in Ra's al Ghul. This is also introduced Brick as a villain, and he was like the mid-season villain, and then after, because like he took over, and then this season also has Peter Stormare in it as Vertigo. I thought that was really cool. I follow like just the stuff that he does, and this is when they have that fight up on the mountain, the shirtless fight, and then Oliver gets stabbed, and then Ra's al Ghul pushes him over the ledge, and that's pretty much what this season is about. And yep, Danny Brickwell, Digger Harkness, yep, League of Assassins. Yep, they introduced Cupid this season. And then the finale is when Ra's al Ghul goes after Star City. Oh, and this is a season that they also introduced Ray Palmer. So at 5th place, we've got Arrow, the complete 7th season. This is the season where he spends half of it in prison, and then the other half he gets out. This is, oh gosh, why can't I think of it? The false Green Arrow was the villain for half of it. Then the first half, Ricardo Diaz was the villain. And like this has one of the best episodes of the series, and that has to be the Slabside Redemption. And yep, what else did this do? Yep, Slabside Maximum Prison. And this was the crossover when they did Elseworlds, so that was cool. And the Blu-rays come with all parts of it, so that's always pretty cool. And that's pretty much Arrow Season 7. So at 4th place, we've got Arrow, the complete 1st season. This is like the first season they introduced everything. This was once the CW decided to like Smallville and all that, but they went in a different direction, and this was a Green Arrow, and it was heavily influenced by The Dark Knight. And this is the first season where they introduced Deadshot, like a lot of other characters for one-shot episodes. And this season is where Dark Arrow, Malcolm Merlyn, was the main villain, and it was just great. And the season finale is still one of the best episodes of the series. And this is what started a whole universe on the CW. Now in 3rd place, we've got the complete 5th season. This is a lot of people's favorite season. Like, it's fantastic. This is the one where Prometheus was the villain. The actor that played him, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He was great as Prometheus, and they actually throw a couple curveballs at you who Prometheus actually is, and that was a very big surprise who it actually turns out being. And this was the season they also introduced Adrian Chase, and they introduced Vigilante. So a lot of stuff was going on in this, and just this is another one that had just an amazing finale, but like, I mean, all of them have amazing finales, so can't really go wrong, but I'm just ranking them, and this is at number 3. Whoops. So in second place, we got the second season. This was really hard to choose between these two. Obviously, you know what the next one is, but this is the Deathstroke season, the flashbacks. You got to see how he lost his eye, and then the finale just kept jumping back and forth with the flashbacks when he was fighting Deathstroke, and it was just amazing season. Well, all the seasons are amazing, but this season was just and like the villain one-shots that they had, like the villains were great. Everything about the season was great, especially when we see Slade inside Oliver's home, and then he like turns around on the couch and he's like, "Pleasure to meet you, Oliver Queen." It was just, it was so good. Like all of them are so good, but like season 2, I know is a lot of people's favorites. I think it's everyone's favorite, and that is at number 2. So, in first place, this was not easy to do because I love all the seasons, so this was pretty hard to do, but this has to be the complete 6th season. Everything about the season, I loved Ricardo Diaz as the villain. I thought he was an amazing villain. For the second half, the first half, Caden James, it was great. They actually made us truly feel bad for a villain. Like, I felt so bad for him in this, and it was very good. It was moving. It was just on the finale too, when he has the fight with Ricardo Diaz up on the building, and the music is going and the slow motion is going. It's just, you can feel the epicness. Ricardo Diaz is the only actual villain to make pretty much everybody's in Oliver's crew turn against him. So I was like, it was just like he was the only one to truly break the Arrow team apart, and that's why I think Ricardo Diaz is the best villain of the series. But that's just my take. I thought he was great. He was like a cockroach, like, spoilers. He was like a cockroach. He wouldn't die. He didn't die until season 7, and great. My favorite season, and like and that fight, like when Diggle and Oliver are going at it, when he brings up that Oliver let Samantha die, I believe that was her name. It was just, it was so good. My favorite season. So that was my ranking of Arrow's seasons 1 through 7. Season 8 is not complete yet. Crisis on Infinite Earths is actually airing tonight. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a subscribe so I know to keep making more of these. I'll make more ranking videos. I do not think any of the seasons are bad whatsoever. This was just a ranking video, and I had fun filming it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!